what's going on? I'm Keith, host of Sports Vibes TV, and in this video, I'm going to be discussing the Minnesota Vikings and the Tennessee Titans both having to suspend operations temporarily due to positive Rona tests. But before I get into it, consider subscribing. I drop NFL videos daily now that the season is going on, so make sure you're here for that content. So with that being said, let's get into it. The Tennessee Titans recently had 8 positive tests within their organization, and this is what kind of sparked this actual shutdown. If I'm not mistaken, 5 team employees and 3 players actually tested positive. It'll be interesting, or I'm interested in seeing how the NFL handles this situation, because if you listen to other football players, they say, viruses spread throughout a team very quickly. I listen to Chris Canty on DCR regularly, and he's talked about how, other diseases like Mercer, the flu, things of that nature can spread through a football locker room very quickly. And, the actual team, the Tennessee Titans, they shared a field with the Vikings. And this is why the Vikings had to shut down operations as well, just to make sure there were no positive tests among themselves. So I want to see how the NFL decides to handle this, because we've already gotten football. And yes, I know the Giants aren't that great, but I'd still rather have the opportunity to see my team, get better week in and week out, as opposed to just shutting down the whole season. So I'm really, as you guys should be, interested just to know how Roger Goodell is going to plan on, working around some of these issues that come with the Rona. Because we've seen in baseball, what they decided to do was they were just going to say, screw it, play as many games as you can, and whatever you can't finish, we'll just go based off winning percentage. We're not going to be able to do that in the NFL, because, at the jump, you already only play 16 games. So now if teams are only playing 15 games, teams are only playing 14 games, it kind of really throws off the competitive balance of the entire season. Like we see college football doing, something similar to that with the Pac-12 and other teams playing less games than other conferences. But those are quote unquote amateurs. We're not trying to see that with professional players. I want to see, if we're going to get through a season, I want to see the full 16 games being played so we can properly evaluate who Daniel Jones is, so we can properly evaluate who Joe Judge is, and Gettleman is probably gone, so I don't think we need to evaluate him any further. So you guys let me know how you feel about this situation. Are you guys nervous seeing that the news says that, the team is going to be shut down temporarily, and they haven't made that drastic step where they've canceled games? As far as they've been, dropping news and letting us know, the games are still scheduled to be played Sunday. And one alternative they are looking at is maybe moving the game from Sunday to Monday. So I want to see what the remaining tests come out, not only for the Tennessee Titans, but also for the Minnesota Vikings, because if the Titans test positive and they were able to transmit the virus to, the Minnesota Vikings, did I say that correctly? Yeah, if the Titans had the virus and were able to transmit it to the Vikings on the field, then we're going to see it's going to be a little bit more troublesome or worrisome for the completion of this season. Because once again, I'll liken it to baseball. Baseball has had to deal with this as well, since they're not in a bubble situation similar to the NHL and the NBA. But with baseball, you're a little bit more spaced out with the players, with the opposition. So it's less likely to transfer the virus team to team. And that's what we've seen throughout the MLB season. For the most part, it ran through one team and it wasn't transmitted to the opposing team. But in the NFL, we already know there's going to be close these players are going to be in close quarters. So I'm very interested to seeing what the Vikings test results would be, because if we get some bad news in regards to those two teams, the way it trickles down is not going to be very good. So once again, let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I'm Keith, host of Sports Vibes TV, and I'm out.